Flights can be expensive, so today we're going to talk about 5 flight hacks to save you money so that you can go to that sorority party, national park, birthday party, what have you, for cheap, cheap, and cheap. Let's get started. First tip, you have to go to Google Flights. It's really easy. All you have to do is type Google Flights, and then it's this one. And let's say you're from Miami and you need to fly to Los Angeles. So Google Flights also connects you to close by airports, 12 miles to destination, 12 miles to destination, so that you can have multiple searches. And then another nice feature is that you can see in real time the cheap days. For example, if you're pretty flexible, you can go on the 8th as opposed to the 7th and see that it's a cheaper price. So let's click on that as the departure date. And then on the returning flight, you can see that the 14th is more expensive, but there's a cheaper flight on the 15th. So let's go with that date. Push done. And Google Flights will compare multiple different airlines so that you don't have to and you can save time. And you can see this round trip to JetBlue is the cheapest one. There's a 5-hour and 45-minute flying time. Select flight, then select your best returning flight. Cheaper one here, select flight. Then you can see the different baggage and such, and you can see your different options, and you can see that this is a pretty good price in the price range that it gives you. Push continue and then book your flights, and there you go. So if you book it with JetBlue, it's $89, and then GoGate for the returning flight is $80. So push continue and then book your flight. One note is that you should probably sign up for the loyalty programs and fly miles that airlines offer you so that you can get more savings and more free miles. Another cool feature, if you go back, is that you can actually select more filters. So if you want just, nonstop only or certain airlines, or if you have certain bags, you can change it here. You can change this here as well. And then I'm going to go back one more time. So when you initially select your flight dates, you can also track the price. So if you turn this on, you will get email notifications when prices change for your selected dates. So that way you don't have to keep checking. You can just get an email notification and it says $8 dropped in price or $20 increase in price, and you can get real-time updates. So that's a really good way to just find cheap flights, and it's pretty instantaneous. Another good thing to keep in mind is for domestic flights, booking in advance about 1 to 3 months in advance, and then for the international flights about 2 to 8 months in advance can offer you significant savings. And if you know even more ahead of time than that, you can use the Google Track Flights feature. So when the price drops within that time frame, you know when to buy. One small note is that Southwest actually doesn't put its flight data onto Google Flights for some reason. I don't know why. So I suggest going to southwest.com and looking directly on the airline website to find those savings that you can't find elsewhere on Google Flights. Southwest is like the brother that you just have to check on yourself, I guess. Moving on. Another good site to use is Student Universe. So Student Universe is targeted towards students, but it can also be for anyone under the age of 30. So if you fit that criteria, check out Student Universe. So the user interface is pretty similar to Google Flights. You search the airports, you check in, check out dates, make sure to select flights, and then you can make it flexible or exact days. And this is just catered towards those under 30. Moreover, they have a Prime Student Members affiliation. So if you have a Prime Student account and you connect it to Student Universe, you can potentially save another 10%. So even more free money. And you can log in for hidden discounts and look on the website for top destinations and all of that. Another good trick is to use sliplag.com. And let's say you're going from Miami to Las Vegas and you select your dates, click search flight. You can see that it shows you options of layovers. So this one, final destination is Denver. This one is Dallas Fort Worth. but you can just stop at the layover and not continue the rest of the flight. And this potentially could save you more money, even though it's kind of counterintuitive. Unfortunately, airlines don't like you just skipping the rest of the flight, so they could potentially ban you if you keep doing this too much. So use this trick at your own risk, and good luck. My fourth tip is to use Costco. Yes, Costco. So going to Costco.com and having a Costco membership, you can buy a $500 Southwest Airlines gift card for $449.99. Basically 10% savings off the bat, and it goes directly to email so that you can redeem them. And if you use a credit card to buy the gift card, you get credit card cash back as well, so even more savings. My fifth and final tip is to book at the airport. There are 3 budget airlines, Frontier, Allegiant, and Spirit, that this booking at the airport hack applies to. For Frontier, you can see that this flight from Fort Lauderdale, FLL, to Ontario, California, ONT, is $142. And a lot of that is this carrier interface charge here, and here. That's charged for each segment of your flight. So there's one layover in Las Vegas here, so that's why there are 4 segments. And 4 times 23 is $92. But instead of buying online or over the phone, if you just go directly to the airport, you can waive that fee. And so this $141.27 flight exactly minus $92 equals $49.27. Let me repeat, $49.27 just for going to the airport yourself and buying it rather than being online. So you get some pretty good savings from $142 to $49.27. That's most of the flight, my dudes and girls and everyone else. And look, the airfare here is $2.61. So most of it is government fees and there are other fees. So highly suggest booking at the airport if you can, if you live close by. So that way you can get more savings. One small note, if you want to buy a ticket at the ticket counter, make sure that the ticket counter is open. So for Frontier, for example, they open 2 hours before a flight. So look at the flight schedule for your airport before going there. For Memphis flight schedule, you can type in MEM flight schedule into Google and find their flight and look for the Frontier airline flights. And go to the airport between 2 hours and 45 minutes before the flight leaves, because they close 45 minutes from the flight. So on this Memphis flight schedule, if the flight is for 9:15 p.m., you should be there at 7:15 p.m. And take note that they do close 45 minutes before the flight leaves. So if it's 9:15 p.m., they will close by 8:30 p.m. So just make sure that you're within the time frame of 7:15 to 8:45 p.m. so that you can buy your ticket and that they're actually open. So this is a good tip for someone who had to go to the airport, find parking, then go there, realize that the ticket counter was closed, and then go back home, look at the flight schedule, and then go. That was really, really annoying, and I hope you don't witness this. Moreover, take into account parking and your time. If it's not worth it, then don't go to the airport and just buy it online, even though it's more expensive, because your time is valuable too. But if you're going as a group or something, you might want to stack up those savings, and this could be worth it. Just some tips. Make sure that the ticket counter is open. So you can go to Google Flights and find the flight that you specifically want to have savings on, and then go to the airport knowing what flight that you have in mind, and then booking the ticket at the airport. And do this in advance. Don't do it on the day of the flight because it's going to be more expensive. Another airline that does this is Allegiant, which has the carrier usage charge of $44. But if you go to the airport and buy it, you would save $44. However, I did save $20 here by using the Capital One Google extension. So it's a savings app. You kind of just let it find coupons for you and it applies the coupon. So that'll be in the description below as well. Click on it, look at it, download it, get more savings. Spirit does the same thing as well, and it's called the passenger usage charge. So go to the airport, save money, bing, 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 save money. That's the goal of this entire episode. So we've discussed 5 different flight hacks: booking in advance with Google Flights, using Student Universe, Skip Lagged, Costco gift cards, and booking at the airport. So hopefully you've learned how to save money, as is always the goal. Thanks for watching. Keep saving, like, and subscribe. This is Bailey Zong. Have a wonderful time making money, as always.